Hey there, everyone. I'm meteorologist Ashley Baylor back at it in the News 8 Now Stream Center. Don't mind me, I can feel some hairs hanging down. All right, there we go. That drives me nuts. You know when you can feel the hair right there. Well, sorry that changed behind me. We're off to a great start. I got hairs falling, I got screens changing behind me. But anyway, we are back at it on a Thursday, and boy, what a week it has been. I have not been here for the past 3 days. I literally just took a few days to reset. You ever need that? You're not necessarily going anywhere, but you just need to reset. You feel like you've been going. That was me. And of course, I feel like I didn't even get that much rest. I didn't even get to really reset because my attention was constantly on this monster right here. Let's take a look at Hurricane Erin. We just got the latest update from the National Hurricane Center around 11 o'clock, so it was about a half hour ago. And this is still a powerful Category 2 hurricane with winds sustained at 100 miles per hour. It is continuing on the north-northeast path at 18 miles per hour. So this one is going to be on the out to sea plan, but just based on the sheer size of it, you can see that we are going to tap into some of the high clouds associated with Erin. And of course, we're also going to be dealing with some windy conditions today. So it's not all bad. It could certainly be far worse. Here's a look at our satellite and radar composite where we are dealing with more clouds and sunshine. You know, at times we've had breaks of sunshine and at times the clouds have been filling back in. And this is what happens when you kind of get on the outer bands of any hurricane or any tropical storm that is nearby. You just get those high clouds that may mix in with some mid-level clouds. And that's what we're seeing here in Long Wharf. I know it looks quite cloudy from this vantage point where it is 70 degrees. I mean, those temperatures, how they came down with that rain last night, unbelievable. I opened the door and I said, wow, it really feels like fall outside. Even my kid was like, feels like snow. I said, oh, don't go saying that word yet, kid. So you can see the clouds here in Westbrook at Water's Edge Resort. Definitely not as many people enjoying the sand or enjoying the water today. Now, I do want you to be aware that if you are along the shoreline from Fairfield to New Haven to Middlesex County, that as we go into the evening hours, there is going to be a coastal flood advisory as the tide comes up. And the water could be about 1 to 2 feet above ground level. So the areas that tend to flood when we get these coastal flood advisories really need to pay attention to it. East Haven, that's one that inevitably floods. It's very tough to actually get the water out of there when it starts flooding too. All the shells, unfortunately, get clogged up in the drainage system. Look at these temperatures. It is 65 in Willimantic, 63 in Waterbury. We're at 69 degrees in New London. Of course, dew points are in the 50s. No surprise there. We don't have to worry about dew points today. That wind is streaming out of the northeast anywhere between 9 up to 22 miles per hour. Those are sustained wind speeds. We're experiencing gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour in Bridgeport, around 28 New London, 28 Willimantic, 29 Windsor Locks. So not much to write home about here, but certainly out towards the islands. Block Island, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, even towards the Outer Cape. Oh, yeah, they're going to get some pretty decent gusts. Not tropical storm, sustained gusts or anything like that, but, some good gusts that will kick up from time to time. So here's a look at our hour by hour, which is going to show you some of these clouds sticking around as we go through the afternoon. So becoming brighter, but still not perfectly bright. As we go through the overnight hours, that's when the clouds will move out because, again, Erin's going to continue to pull away from the U.S. coastline. So by tomorrow, we will start off with lots of sunshine. Temperatures will be in the 50s to kick off the day. Now, as we head through your Friday, it'll stay nice and bright. Temperatures are going to warm up nicely. We'll be back in the 80s. So Friday, Saturday, and pretty much Sunday, all days to look forward to. So today, becoming brighter, and I really should have wrote at times. At times we're going to get breaks of sunshine, but at other times we are going to see the clouds. We'll, of course, have that refreshing breeze, which will hold temperatures in the low to mid 70s, although, I don't know, I think lower 70s is probably more likely than mid 70s, just based on the wind and based on these clouds here. But becoming mainly clear and cool tonight, temperatures will drop off into the 50s, and then tomorrow, plenty of sunshine. It is going to be a warmer day with highs in the lower 80s. Here's a look at your 8-day shoreline forecast, where Saturday is shaping up to be a beautiful day. Most of Sunday will be perfectly fine as well, so if you have any outdoor plans for this weekend, you should be fine. But we do run the risk of some passing showers as we go from Sunday night into Monday. I will say, our models are not necessarily in full agreement when it comes to Monday. The GFS is trending a little bit drier than the European, so I'm just going to put chance of showers in there for now. And then we are looking dry heading into the middle of next week. So far, next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday look like a trifecta of dry, and not to mention comfortable days as temperatures are going to hold in the mid 70s, mid to upper 70s. So you know what? Considering August, we know it can be super hot, it can be super humid. this one's been relatively tame. I'm not complaining. I'm really not. In fact, temperatures are expected to be a little bit below average for, I believe, the eastern third of the country as we head into next week or possibly even the week after that. So we'll be in good company here. And again, I don't think I'll hear any complaints if it feels more comfortable and feels more refreshing going into August. Now, as far as hurricane season goes, we do have a few more tropical waves that we are watching out in the Atlantic. One of them looks favorable to develop as we go into the weekend. Could become a tropical depression this weekend, but that's going to be on the out to sea plan. That's not going to affect anyone. It's not really going to grow much in size, and it's going to be a fish storm. Then we have another one beyond that. Doesn't look favorable for development. So even though you may look at the National Hurricane Center, in fact, let me pull it up here on my phone just so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, the latest update from the National Hurricane Center, which is right here. I know, you look at all those, it looks like a fruit salad with the red and the yellow and the orange here. But nothing that is making me raise an eyebrow at this point. But we are going up the roller coaster to the peak of hurricane season. Peak of hurricane season hits about the second week of September. So obviously, we're going to continue to watch things. But I think we could take an active season as long as most of them are going to be on the out to sea plan. Remember, this happened in 2010 where we had, I believe, was it 12 hurricanes, yet none of them made landfall in the U.S. So if it's a season like that, I think we'll take it. Boy, see, I'm not quite back from these days off. I'm trying to bring up my hurricane knowledge here. Hey, the more storms there are, the less room I have in my brain to remember all of them. True story. All right, I got to get back into the studio, get ready for the noon. I'll see you there. Bye.